Hello guys, so this video is going to be about why I chose Xpulse 204V over Himalayan and about my previous bike Thunderbird 350. What was great about this bike and what led me to choose Xpulse. So let's start from the Thunderbird. This is my 2016 Thunderbird 350. I have did a little bit of modifications on it. For example, there is a charger, there is a center brace for a better vibration, I guess, vibration dampening, but it never worked. Other than that, bike is pretty much stock. The only changes are these C8 grip axles that I have used on it, which has been quite successful for off-road users, and there is this settle stay install for my saddle bags. Other than that, bike is pretty much stock. A little bit of paint touches, and that's all. And it has been a quite trustful bike. I have driven it for like 30,000 kilometers, something like that. So it is a pretty good bike. Okay, there is no doubt about it. It never gave me any issues. I did Sach Pass and Rajasthan trips, Uttarakhand, Jaisalmer, Jaipur, all of it. But the issue was with this bike was, first of all, vibration. Like for example, let me just start this baby. Okay. I have no idea why it's not starting right. Okay. Okay, it is not even starting right now. We'll have to do a kickstart. Okay, here we go. So if you just see the mirror, everything moves. The whole assembly will be moving, the meters will be moving, the handlebar will be moving. So yeah, there is lots and lots of vibration in this bike. So vibration actually kind of tires you when you are doing a lot of travel, which I have done like 800 kilometers per day on this bike and 15-hour journeys, and it just tires you. Second issue is its weight. So you have to realize this is a 200 kg bike, and after filling it up with luggage and everything, it goes up to like 250 kg or 220 kg at least. 20-liter fuel tank, so 20 kg right there. And when you are doing anything crazy with this bike, like any off-road or anything like that, it becomes an issue, because then you have to manage the weight of the bike. Plus ground clearance is like too low. Any rock, this thing is going to bottom out. So even after that, the best thing about this bike, these are all the cons. The pros was like tons and tons of torque. It never gave me any issue, and that was the primary reason why I chose this bike in 2016. The thing that led me to Xpulse now. So I have been driving this bike. This is the new purchase, Xpulse 204V, and the primary thing that is great about this bike is, first of all, the lack of vibration. Let me just start it. So yeah, once this baby is started, nothing is moving. Okay, the thing is pretty much vibration free compared to Thunderbird. There is a little bit of buzz on 6000 rpm onwards, but I think that might be resolved after a few services. Secondly is the ground clearance. Like there is ton and ton of ground clearance on offer, so it's not an issue. It becomes quite easy to manage this bike due to the ample ground clearance that it offers, which was not the stuff with the Thunderbird. Secondly, if it come down to the maintenance part, that yeah, Thunderbird is actually, it requires maintenance. Okay, let me put it as simple as I can. After a 1000-2000 kilometer ride, something is going to break and something you are going to get it replaced. Okay, I don't know how many times I have dealt with the front seals of the Thunderbird, and then the valve timings were off. One time there was some valve damage going on after 2000 kilometer ride and stuff like that. I don't know about the reliability part of this bike, but as there is a huge oil cooler on offer, and this is a pretty small engine and designed by like Hero, so I suppose this should require less maintenance. But even if the maintenance is required, 5-year warranty is there, so most of the things will be covered, whereas this thing actually requires maintenance. I would just simply put it out there. Other than, say, the tires are quite nice, so the same tire is being offered over here, so I'm happy with that. Headlight, Thunderbird have a better headlight compared to X-Pulse, and I've ordered a few parts for the X-Pulse. First of all, the first part is like handlebar raisers, because I like a little bit raised stance, so I am having those the stock company Rally Kit handlebar raiser kit I have ordered. Secondly, the gear lever is quite short for me, so I have ordered the extended gear lever from the Rally Kit, because the gear lever was quite long over here, so I have kind of now habit of using this one. One another thing, the size of the brake lever. Thunderbird has a pretty big brake lever, whereas I have to kind of put my foot in to use this brake lever, so I might be extending this brake lever in future. Other than that, both bikes are great in their own accord. I'm not selling my Thunderbird, I will be using that for the touring purposes, and X-Pulse will be used primarily for off-roading adventures. Let's see, it might become my primary bike, who knows. Yeah, the seat height is actually quite low on Thunderbird, I have to agree that, and it is 825 I think now with the added padding, but seat height is quite much, and the size of the seat is also quite different, so it is comfortable seat, but even on the long tour I have to use that air cushion seat, otherwise this just doesn't work out. This is a narrow seat, and it is pain in the butt, let's mildly put it that. So you have to use something with it. I will be using that air cushion with it too. Let's see if it works out. Another thing that is bothering me is the luggage option. I had like a capacity to put loads and loads of luggage over here with my Renox saddlebag system and a few other duffels, so I was able to pack for like a week or two. Here we don't have that. I have looked into the market for a few saddlebag systems. First of all, saddle stay, but there is like a stay designed by Zena or something like that, but that extends to like this much distance. I'm not into that because first of all the rider economics will be way much more off, so not planning to do that. Maybe I will get a tail bag, I don't know, and I would need to extend this bit, so I'll be looking into a rack pretty soon. Other than that, I will keep you updated about this bike, and as always, have a nice day, enjoy the views, have a good life. Rudraksh signing off.